Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. I have a sound effect now, so gotta use it, man. I asked for some feedback yesterday on if you would like me to continue the daily updates, and it seems that you do. So I will keep doing them as long as you folks keep watching them. Gotta love symbiosis. For what it's worth, these are getting easier as Flexa is taking off the gags and actually talking to the community now. The big news, governance. AMP governance uses off-chain voting via Snapshot, a gasless signature platform. AMP users have the opportunity to vote on proposals presented by the community, including future grant recipients, partnerships, cross-chain integrations, DeFi, collaboration, and more. Note, with off-chain governance, votes serve as non-binding signaling rather than binding resolutions. The AMP token contract itself is immutable without administrative functionality. That's right, Empire. You supported them when it didn't matter. Now it matters. You get a vote. The network is developing, and you get a say in how it develops. The first proposal is already in writing. We're going to discuss that just a bit today. AMP has continued a lovely comeback and briefly brushed a nickel early this morning. Going to discuss that today. Mood of the market has definitely improved, and there is green across most of the board. Going to discuss that today. You know what? We have a lot to talk about. And we're getting into all of it right after this. Governance. I'm very, very happy about this. So let's talk proposals. First proposal has been penned, and it reads thusly: establish an AMP community grant program. This proposal will establish the AMP community grant program. The grant program will fund crypto community engagement efforts, including, but not limited to, DeFi integrations, educational content, tutorials, AMAs, and sponsorships. In addition, the program can help support teams looking to build products that incorporate AMP. I like that one. Initial funding of 1 billion AMP will be secured from the Flexa Network Development Fund into a multi-sig wallet. If this proposal successfully passes, subsequent funding proposals supported by the community can be submitted through the forum for voting. I love this, and it's about damn time. Please keep in mind, I am just going to give you my thoughts, not trying to sway your vote. I don't give financial advice, and I am not going to give voting advice. For what it's worth, I'm voting yes, and here is why. Educational content. We do that here on the podcasts. Believe it or not, we put out educational content. Might not seem like it, but I assure you, my focus when I started this channel was talking about AMP, explaining how it works, why it works. I'm a big fan of knowing what you are investing in. I might have mentioned it from time to time. If you don't know your investment, how can you determine a value for your investment? My goal has been to get folks off from the hopium train and onto the rational, informed, objective train. Continuing, there has been a lot of discussion during press releases that Flexa is discussed at length, but AMP is not. Flexa doesn't work without AMP, so I agree. This has to stop. I would be more than happy to turn over the education to a more talented group of folks who do this for a living. Make funny videos, do press tours, get in front of the community and explain what it is, how it works, and why it would be good for your business. The bigger element of this proposal is the grants to products looking to incorporate AMP. AMP is a foundational token. I might have done a video or two on that. In order for AMP to grow, like any foundational token, entities must be built upon it. We know what AMP is and how it works. Flexa gets a piece when AMP is used, a small piece, but it gets a bite at the apple. That bite is used to purchase AMP from the open market and distributed to stakers as rewards. This is the organic growth of AMP that I discuss so much, and this is the sustained growth of AMP that I discuss so much. From here, it's simple math. The more entities using AMP, more bites at the apple, more growth of the network, more your AMP is worth. Combine education with development, and you have a recipe to get folks on board who might not have even known that AMP exists or that it can be the key to making their product work. This is an all-around good thing, and it's about time for it. The only downside I see to this is that I have been doing this many months for free, and someone else is going to get to run the 1 yard touchdown and spike the ball. But hey, my AMP will be worth more at the end of the day. So yay. On to price. 24-hour trading volume, similar to yesterday, just shy of 30 million. For reference, Plant versus Undead token was higher at 37 million, but we are closing in. By the way, I did some digging into Plant versus Undead because I just find that name hysterical. You know what? It's not for me, but your mileage may vary. AMP has bounced back nicely, but it's more or less following the market right now. The whole market made comebacks yesterday, and I believe it will settle in today, and if it moves, it won't move much. If AMP holds, I think it will be well positioned for the next pump. For the most part, I am aware that I'm talking to mostly long-term holders, so the day-to-day is fairly irrelevant to you. But for the folks like me that do trade in it, I think today is a day to watch as opposed to making any big moves. Again, your mileage may vary. If the market continues this trend and gets back to where it was before the crash and AMP holds at the nickel range, might be a different discussion. But we can have that discussion at that time. And finally, the overall mood of the market has certainly improved. It doesn't deal well with shock and awe, and it never has. The bulk of money in crypto is speculative, as illustrated by Bitcoin, which maintains dominance. I understand that folks think of Bitcoin as a store of wealth, but you know what? It's not. It is a speculative coin. Its value is solely derived from the buying and selling of it. More people buy than sell, price goes up. More sell than buy, price goes down. People have written entire books saying exactly what I said in a single sentence, and you can do 1,000 pages. It doesn't change the fact that what I just said is fundamentally true. Speculative money is more likely to jump ship when the waters get wild, and this inevitably leads to the flash crashes we have accepted as a part of crypto investing. It's a feature. It is a feature of crypto investing. As the market matures more, these will decline, but it's not there yet. So keep those loins girded. It doesn't take much to rattle an investor who doesn't know what he or she is invested in. Just keep it in mind. I'm not sure if this is going long or not, but you said you like the daily, so I want to give you your money's worth. Things are looking way up for AMP. They are doing it right. Governance, stability, a seat at the table, the way DeFi should be, and AMP is there now. It's going to play out long, like AMP, but it is going to play out now, and there is visibility for everyone who wants to look. And if you don't want to look, I'm going to do it on your behalf. I don't want to do this next bit, but my folks insist. If you haven't become a member of the podcast, please consider it. This is how we pay the bills, and if you want to keep this content coming, we would appreciate it. That is so PBS, man. I didn't want to do that. All right. Happier days ahead, folks. Smile. Live stream this evening, Thursday, and member stream this Saturday, both at 1900 Central Time. I hope you enjoyed this one. Cheers.